You know Count Dracula, right? The guy with the cape, the accent, way too much foundation, and a flirty thing going on with bats. Well, the real man didn't need fangs. He just needed a bunch of really sharp sticks. And trust me, he had a lot of them. Because long before Dracula ever drank a drop of blood, there was a not-so-charming psycho named Vlad the Impaler. A man who turned spilling blood into a full-time lifestyle. Some say he even turned killing into an art form. In short, the guy was a total menace. Vlad the Impaler, or if you want to sound cooler, you can call him Prince Vlad III of Wallachia. Born in 1431 in what is now Romania, Vlad was the son of Vlad Dracula, a member of the Order of the Dragon. The Order of the Dragon was a super cool medieval boys club that swore to defend Christianity by brutally killing everyone. So technically, Dracula just means son of the dragon. But after Vlad's hobbies that he thought were fun, people started calling him Vlad the Impaler. During Vlad's childhood, Romania wasn't exactly a comfortable place to grow up. Between constant wars, political conflicts, and real assassinations, things were always going off the rails. So Dracula, before he became a horror icon, was just a family name. Vlad and his brother were taken hostage by the Ottoman Empire when they were young. Imagine being a 13-year-old kid stuck in enemy territory with people around who might kill your father at any moment, hormones intact. Things like that do nasty things to your character during your developmental years. That's exactly what happened to Vlad. When he was eventually released and returned home, he wasn't exactly the let's play together kind of kid. Actually, from a distance, he was still in that mood. Only the way he played the game had changed a bit. Of course, these days we call those kinds of games massacres. Taking revenge on those who stabbed his family in the back turned into a hobby, and impaling people gradually became Vlad's signature. Not in a metaphorical sense. He literally impaled his enemies. He would drive a wooden pole through them, from bottom to top, and leave them standing around like a garden decoration for days. Of course, he wasn't doing it to impress his girlfriend. When invading armies saw those scenes, they'd just turn around and go home. And honestly, I can't blame them. Now, Vlad had a reputation. And by reputation, I mean if he had LinkedIn, nobody would connect with him. His endorsements would read impaling, intimidation, and extreme landscaping. When enemies or criminals annoyed him, he didn't just kill them, he displayed them. Turned them into lawn decorations, impaled by the thousands. Sometimes entire forests made of human bodies. Imagine walking into that. The wind whistling through, well, not trees. He called it public order. We call it therapy, gone horribly wrong. But hey, it worked. Crime rates dropped to zero, mostly because, well, everyone was dead or terrified. One time, the Ottoman Empire sent envoys to negotiate with him. They showed up all formal, proud, and refused to remove their ceremonial headpieces, a big sign of respect in their culture. Vlad respected that so much. He made it permanent. He had the headpieces nailed to their skulls. And honestly, that's one way to enforce a dress code. Or, as Vlad might have called it, cultural exchange. From that day on, stories about him spread faster than the plague. Whispers of the Impaler Prince traveled across Europe. Half nightmare, half legend. To some, he was a monster. To others, a national hero. But everyone knew one thing. Vlad wasn't in danger. He was the danger. Total Walter White vibes. One story claims that Vlad held a great feast in an area surrounded by impaled corpses. Meaning, he just wanted to have a calm dinner with his guests while 20,000 bodies were rotting around him. When one of the guests complained about the smell, Vlad put him on a stake located on a higher hill. You know, just to make sure the odor wouldn't bother him anymore. From this, we understand that Vlad had a humble personality, polite enough to respond to criticism with grace. A kind of politeness I'd also like to show to those who don't like my videos and criticize me. After all, even if I'm not as much as Vlad, I'd say I'm open to criticism too. Fast forward a few centuries, it's the late 1800s. An Irish writer named Bram Stoker is doing research for his next horror novel. He's he stumbles upon tales of a Wallachian prince who liked decorating his garden with impaled corpses, and thought, yeah, that's the vibe. That's how Vlad became Dracula, the elegant vampire who drinks blood, lives forever, and somehow has flawless skin. But the truth? Vlad didn't drink blood. He just bathed in it. Metaphorically. Mostly. So technically the real Dracula wasn't undead. He was just unhinged. Some historians think his cruelty was exaggerated. Just enemy propaganda, mainly from the Ottomans and later Saxon merchants. Others think, nah, he really was that unhinged. Either way, his legend spread across Europe like a medieval meme. And in Romania today, he's oddly seen as a hero, a national icon who defended his land from invaders. You know, patriotism, but make it horror. So the next time you see Dracula in his velvet cape whispering sweet words to his next victim, remember, the real man didn't talk about love. He talked about stakes. Because some monsters don't rise from the grave. They're born human, and just forget to stay that way. If you like this story, hit the like button before Vlad impales the algorithm himself. And tell me in the comments, which real-life monster should we dig up next? Elizabeth Bathory, the woman who literally bathed in blood? Or Ed Gein, the guy who turned furniture shopping into true crime? I'm Tony, and I like researching strange things. Stay human, because trust me, you don't want to end up in one of my videos.